What's up, future fighters? We are back, and we are back on defense. Today, we are actually applying the IET Momentum Fighting Method to defense. Now, this is different for me. I created the IET Momentum Fighting Method truly based on an offensive approach, based on the offensive part. And now we're going to actually see if there is a analogous system on defense. Now, Omega, you're familiar with Omega. These are the character, the character that you're looking at on screen. This is Omega, and of course, this is a mirror match. Omega is motion captured from my real world sparring style. So he is the IET Momentum Fighting Method. He is exactly. He has all the moves that I have when I am sparring. In real life, he uses the moves I use every week. I literally captured my fighting style and downloaded it to Omega, and that fighting style is really, it's interesting because I'm a defensive fighter, but the way I move and the way I think is a more offensive approach. That doesn't make any sense. So this is, of course, the first time I've really talked about it out loud. It's kind of all been in my head and just kind of intuitive and natural. So we're going to figure this out together, I hope. So we're talking about defense. So IET is initiate, execute, transition, and we've gone over that several times. The question is, can that be applied to the defensive moves in the game? And I think it can. So what we're doing right now is an old set of moves, block, stay put, and we went over those in the last set of videos. So in this case, Omega is defending himself, or I guess the Shadow AI is controlling Omega and defending himself, and he is not trying to change position. He's maintaining position. And so let's go through the IET nomenclature and see if we can come up with a similar analogous nomenclature for being on defense. So obviously the initiator, or the first move, is block, and the intent of that is really just pure defense, really. The direction, really, you're maintaining position, but it could be any direction. So it could be backwards, forward, or neutral. And what's the execution intent? Well, again, it's execution intent is to maintain, it's pure defense, and the transition is you maintain position. So wherever you're at is where you're going to stay. Now I kind of like that, and we kind of did a little bit of that pre-work before. I like, of course, I like things to be intuitive. I like things to be spontaneous. So I just type the first things that come to my mind. I don't hold myself back at all. Can't hold yourself back in fighting. You just can't. You'll get hurt if you do. So, but this, of course, is redundant. And now, in other places, I've put no execution. And we can go take a look at that and see how it was different. So, in this case, we are moving back and we're doing a counter. And then we're stopping moving back Oh, and then we keep going back. So we're doing the counter and we're moving back. So yeah, counter sweep. It's just one move. We're moving backwards, no execution, and then what's this say here? Back out, stay out. That's exactly what you're doing. So it's like one move. So let's see if that's kind of similar to what we're doing here. So block, press, and release. That's definitely one move. There's block. You move forward, you move back. Just one move. It's definitely similar. Move back with your block. Move forward. Let's see. Move forward and back. And this is move back, move forward, but it's just one move, just block. So that's very, very familiar. I'm not sure if this is this is the direction, backwards, forwards, or neutral. Look at that long file name. And no execution here. Well, that's actually not true. See, if you remember when we actually redeveloped these moves by splitting them up, making them shorter. You can go watch that video and find out why. But in this particular case, we're trying to make more frequent decision points for the AI. Now, that is good. But how do we say that concisely? Because, I mean, look, this is ridiculous, right? Make more frequent AI decision points. Let's do this. Let's copy this. And let's put it over here. So we could kind of... let's make that a little bit bigger. So, jeez. That looks ridiculous. What are you going to do? That's game development, right? That's pretty funny. Just going to put my controller down over here. So I'm actually digging this because, these are short moves. So I'm wondering, here's what I'm thinking in my mind. I'm wondering if the initiator, if this is actually the execution intent. But no, it's not. So, omnidirectional is a short way to say that. Or we could just say omni. Just make some notes here. Omni. What I'm going to do is close these. And then we will tile this like that. So initiator direction, backwards, forward, neutral, or omni. I tend to take longer notes when I'm first developing something, and I usually can end up condensing these down later. So we'll save that there. I'm gonna see if I think I saved something else in there that doesn't belong. Just gonna check on that real quick. Nope, don't know where I saved that. So let's take a look. Oh, desktop. Okay, that's where I wanted it to go. Cool. I didn't see it in my. Oh, there it is. Yep. Just deleting that old file. So that takes the notes there. So block pure defense. Yeah, so we went over that last time. How shortening the moves. Well, actually, we didn't. We didn't do that. Oh yeah, yes we did. Yeah, you have to go back and watch that video. Go back and watch the shortening moves video, and you can see how that all worked. Now, this is going really well, surprisingly well. So which is amazing, because that means that perhaps all fighting can be fit into this IET process, which makes sense. I mean, everything has a beginning, middle, and an end, right? It's not like it's that big a deal, but it helps me, at least. It helps me think about it, and it's going to help us categorize these moves. So it's blocked. This is purely defensive intent. We're not trying to, like I said, we're not trying to harass the person with projectiles, or we're not trying to bait them in. Those would be other things that you could do. This is going to get long if I'm going to make one for offense and defense, but that's okay. So me personally, I like having things in one place. I don't think that's spelled right. Let's see. I wonder if. Oh. It must be. Harass. Bait. These are options for defense, for the intent. So that's pretty cool. Now, we got that pretty good. Now, make more frequent AI decision points. Holy crap. You're really shortening the time in execution. Like defend and think, kind of. Which is kind of interesting. don't know if that's similar to what I do in real fighting. When I'm on defense, when I'm in my defensive mode, I'm continuously looking for opportunities, and the defense just happens automatically. It's almost like I've got two programs running at once. With the computer though, it's just the AI is just it's one cycle, it's one program, it's one thread. Is the way I think about it. I don't know if that's the right terminology. I didn't go to school for programming or anything like that. I'm just self-taught. But the shadow AI, he has one thread, let's call it, and when he's in a move, he can't. He's not going to stop that unless he's interrupted in some way, like he gets hit, for example. Then he changes up and goes with it. But if he's in a move, he's going all the way. He's going to go for it, and that's typically how I approach fighting as well. I mean, if I see my opportunity, I kind of let loose and let it go. And of course, you adapt if something changes your momentum. You have to, but if you don't put yourself out there and give it a shot, then you'll always be too scared. You'll always be holding back a little bit. So you really gotta let loose. Now, if you just do one move and then look, you can reassess the situation. So it's an assessment. So that I like that. I like that. Let's just save that wording here. Frequent assess. I don't like that, but so if you're doing a real long combo, you're really thinking about that combo. You're really thinking about all those moves and putting them together and making sure your body's moving right and making sure your check hand is up, make sure your head's moving back and forth so you're not staying in one place to get hit. And it's very involved. You are watching the other person for what they're doing, because you really can't stop that process. But the assessment part is over. You've already assessed. You found your opening. You're going in, and you're going in strong. This particular move, right? This particular move and other moves, sometimes you're just hanging back, jab, wait, see what he does. Throw a kick. Does he block it? Is he fast? Is he slow? Does it throw? Does he have an awkward position? Can you use that to your advantage? Is the center of gravity off? Those kind of things. So it's an assessment type. It's a way to maintain assessment, really. So which I like. So how are we going to say it? That's pretty funny. I'm going to think about that for a little bit. So let's take a break here. Go ahead and subscribe so you can get the next set of videos and notified when all the videos are released. And then go to docbrockgames.com and choose an all access pass and get this video downloaded, get the game downloaded, and you keep everything no matter what you choose. You keep everything you download. There's no digital rights management or anything like that, so it's all yours forever. So go grab it. Go grab this stuff and then come back here, and we're going to figure this terminology out. See you then.